Hello, my name is John.
And I'm Nikki, and we are the bosses next door.
The bosses next door. The love language of our business. What is the love language of our business?
Today we're talking about love languages. Everybody's heard of the 5 love languages, but today we're talking about how they work in business. What you're going to want to do today is tag your business partner or coworker or your favorite team member and ask them what their leadership love language is.
That's right. And so the way you communicate with somebody can help them be very successful, or it can be very frustrating for them and not be the work environment that they want to be in. And so we use Kolbe score, and Kolbe score is a personality test. It gives you an idea of what their strengths and or weaknesses are. And so then based on that, it's how you present work to them, or how you present tasks, or how you communicate with them.
Absolutely. So with the 5 love languages, we don't know them all by heart. We've got words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and autonomy. But when we're talking about personality tests and things, it's easy to see once it's been done how people take information. So for John,
right.
We know that he is a quick start and he needs a little bit of information thrown at him fast so he can make a move and keep it moving.
That's right. Yeah, if you drag out a conversation with me, I'm going to go crazy.
He doesn't want to hear anybody talk.
Not a lot.
But you are a talker, though, so it's kind of weird. You don't want people to talk to you and tell you lots and lots of things. You just want to know meat and potatoes, keep it moving.
Let's get the decision.
He is a chatty Kathy.
I am chatty. But I'm chatty because I'm trying to figure something out. So part of me, like we're talking about love languages, I will use a lot of dialect to solve a problem that I'm working on. Mm-hmm. I'll go over and over and over, and I'll talk to different people about it because I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to make sure that I'm making the right move. So yeah, I do that a lot. But when I'm taking information in, I don't need to know that Mrs. Smith drives a blue car and she parks on the right side of the driveway and we forgot to mow the left side of her house. Hey, we didn't mow the left side of her house and this is why. Cool.
Yeah,
right?
Just how do we fix it and keep it moving?
Right.
It's typically how you roll.
That's right. So yeah. Nikki, she wants to know everything. She wants to know the story, who Mrs. Smith is related to. Maybe did she go to high school with her kids? Right? Because she wants to know the whole story, everything about it. Because if she does, that's how she puts together in her mind of what maybe the solution is. Okay?
Yeah, I want to make sure I know all the facts and all the details because there might be a small detail that we did overlook or whatever that might be. But I do need backstory to be able to make a decision.
Yeah. So you just have to understand what people do, what people don't do, how they relate. I move fast typically. I just can take care of stuff fast. I have one of our supervisors, man, he just sit there looking and just wait. He'll come back around and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man. And I kind of can you do this and this? Or this is something that we need to kind of get an eye on. And so he's good about that. I'm good about coming back around and making sure that I just didn't slam him with too much stuff.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, if I hear you right, this is what you're saying.
Right. And so that's a great segue for us to go over a couple of different personalities that we see in the workplace that maybe will help you and resonate with you for people that work with you or for you.
Yeah.
And so at CallBoss, we have an eclectic bunch. And we've talked about that before. Everybody is so different. But I think I think autonomy is a big one at CallBoss because I always try to let people make their own decisions, make their own choices. They have the freedom to create and come back to me with ideas.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, if it's a great idea, I'm going to say move forward with it. And so I love that I'm able to allow that to happen in a place where they feel safe and heard and can create.
Right. So to that point, I agree with you, and I think that's pretty unique. We have purchased another company, and this is the first company that we've been business partners on, and it's a CRM system for cyberspace companies and some other stuff. Anyways, it's going to be really exciting when we put our touch on it. Mm-hmm. But one of the owners, his name's Karthik, and Karthik worked at Netflix when they were first getting off the ground. And what I think is really interesting is that they had that same thing. They had the autonomy, so they could go out and make the decision and and they had that freedom. He said it was really exciting, but if it was a really bad decision, like you probably weren't keeping your job.
You had to own it.
Yes, you had to own it. So I think that it's like extreme ownership.
So for Karthik, I would guess that he is an acts of service, because every time we have dialogue or go back and forth about something and in our chat, and we're like, okay, well, what if we could do this? Or how about if we do this? Or is it possible? He's like, this is how you do it. Or I looked into it and this is how it was done. And I feel like he's very acts of service because he's making sure things are always like getting delivered.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a fair one for him? Based off of these 5 choices: words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and autonomy.
I think he kind of like goes with words of affirmation. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Acts of service. There's some autonomy in there, though.
For sure.
You know.
I think so.
Yep. And so I think that's probably true. And I think one of the ones I think Mike is the other business partner. I think his is a quality of time.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think he would love to get more time back.
Yeah.
And working with us, hopefully he'll be able to do that soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, but I think just recognizing that, and now we make hires not for our little Johns, not for necessarily the people on the outside. Now there's triggers and stuff that we watch for out there on the type of people we hire, but more so like in the office and or at CallBoss, there's certain indicators that give us a pretty good idea, like if they're going to fit our particular culture, and then what type of person they are. We figure that out pretty fast.
Yeah, I think so. With CallBoss, I think words of affirmation go a long way with a lot of the team. And so, but we use that at Little John's too. So for anyone that works for us, I think John and I are big components of awesome job. You did a great job. That looks really good. This is cool. Everyone on my team knows that I give out gold star emojis. So if you get a gold star, that's like the highest form of praise you could get from me. So it's just a quick little, if it's great and it looks awesome, they get a gold star.
And they do fun stuff. Just a side note, they do fun stuff. Like I didn't realize that I had emojis. Like they had they had me emojis. Until I realized, I was like, oh my gosh.
You have a 3-part emoji where there's 2 like muscle arms and then there's like your body in the middle.
Yeah. So it's just funny how but that's the culture that we've built, is just a fun, loving culture that's everybody works together. I think people get a little strained when I'm in there just because I'm a lot about business, because we're really trying to drive these companies forward. But they have the freedom to really figure things out. And I think that's been really awesome.
Well, don't be on a Zoom call with us and have your frames freeze, because someone will snap a snippet of your face in like frozen status and then post it for the team internally, of course. And it's just fun.
Yeah, and I think that's just really having really good culture.
Yeah, for sure.
And then at Little John's, it's just a team effort outside, right? Really making sure that the guys are okay, doing a good job. Words of affirmation, like when the properties look good.
Yeah, and I think quality time is a big one for some of our outside team members. They work on pay for performance, and so they want to get done quickly. But then they also have 4-day work week, right? Because we understand that the outside field work is hard and it takes a toll, and it's hot. We're in Arizona.
Yeah.
And so 4-day work week, and then also if you're efficient and you get done early, they have more quality time to spend with friends, family, whatever.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's a take and give with 4-day work weeks, but I think that part's like really, really important because it gives them an opportunity to spend time with their family.
I think so too. So we would like to invite the listeners to send this podcast to someone who either works with them or someone that's on their team that they're maybe a leader of, and ask them, how do they feel the most supported at work? Yeah. We like John said, we do Kolbe tests in the beginning. So if somebody is a fact finder, we know it's going to take them a minute to kind of digest the information that we're giving them, as to where a quick start might be like, just like John, tell me what I need and let me keep it moving.
That's right.
So we are taking that into account. As we learned through Service Autopilot and Jonathan that he would do that with his team. They all did they all did Kolbe tests. Yep. Jason Cupp's another one that's a big proponent of Kolbe testing, because then you know how to speak to your team. And
absolutely.
I think it's been really good for us.
Well, and also then, so like we have this board, and there's a great quote on here. It says, leadership isn't about telling people what to do. It's about knowing how they need to hear it.
How they need to hear it.
Right. So I think as early leaders, when we started, we were just telling people, right? not talking to. And we were like, as we've grown, right now we speak to them in a way, or we speak to people in a way that they are actively listening to what we have to say.
Yeah, I think when you're at that early entrepreneur stage, there's so many things you need done. You're just spitting out directions, right? All the time. Like, just get that done nicely, of course. But there's all these things that need to happen. And then as we get to a bigger stage of the game, it's like, okay, we've learned how to be leaders through classes we've taken, podcasts we've listened to. I mean, I'm on TikTok live all the time listening to people, not me live, but listening to lives, because people are talking about business, and it's just pulling away those nuggets, and they're just spitting out information, and I'm taking it in, but then I'm digesting on how am I going to use this with my team, and how am I going to present what I've learned today to the team to make it better.
Absolutely. And I think also to that, I think, we've, like Nikki's saying, we take a lot of classes. We listen to a lot of information coming in. I probably listen to more like short podcasts, short, like even just small, quick reels on people's interviews. Like they'll just take the clips of it and like listening to that and digesting it. But two, I think becoming a good leader is like self-evaluation, right? How am I doing? Could I do better? Right? And like really constantly understanding that. And I think that part will help you become a bit better leader. Like, I think being level-headed is very, very important. I think not getting too excited, not being too sad, like being able to kind of ride the wave. Because like if you haven't figured it out, businesses have highs and lows, right? You just got to kind of roll with it, right? I refer to Jonathan a lot, but I also learned a lot from Jonathan. We learned a lot from Jonathan.
Yeah, we all did, yeah.
You never saw him get extremely excited, extremely down, like around people. He was always pretty even keel, even though there's a lot of stressors, I'd imagine going in his life at the time. So I think that like that's something you really need to take. You need to be a good leader. And what's a good leader? What would it be a good leader that you would want to lead you, right? And then model that or have your own style to that. And then really understanding the people around you. Because I think if you don't take the time to understand them, and you're like, oh, they're just a widget. No, they're not a widget. They're a human being that has a family, that has all these things, and you care. Right? There's a big one. You care about what they have, or what they're doing, and what's going on.
Or you should care.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you should care about the people that are helping you achieve your goals.
That's right. Because like the reality is, we couldn't get where we're at without the people around us.
Right. Firmly believe that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I think as you go through business, knowing either the love languages of business or Kolbe test or what have you, doing some type of personality test to see who you're really working with is very helpful.
Absolutely. It's very, very helpful. I totally agree. And I think there's a whole nother level to that, right? But I think like just the basics of understanding who works for you, knowing how they operate best. And then sometimes you have the wrong person in the wrong seat. Right person, wrong seat, trying to figure it out. We had it. We have a guy, Nathan, who works for us. He's a supervisor. He's done a fantastic job so far. He's 3 months into being a field supervisor.
Yes.
And so he came from sales, and I point blank asked him, do you like this job? He's like, no. Okay.
But he wanted to work here.
He wanted to work here, right? But he wasn't ever meant to be a sales guy. He gave it his darndest, but like he just didn't like it. He has thrived in the last 3 months, going to a position that like literally is him. And so, recognizing that and making that move, I think was like really, really good, because we could have lost a great employee and not even really knew it, and he would have lost out on an opportunity.
Yeah, we found the right seat for him where he actually wanted to be.
Yeah, just don't create a seat for somebody.
Nope, we don't make seats.
That's right.
And you can't have two butts in one seat.
That's exactly right. Yep. So I think that, I just think that you need to know who you're dealing with, why you're dealing with, and understand how you process information. Because everybody that works inside here knows meat and potatoes. Because like I just need to hear the facts. If I need to sit there and listen to somebody tell me a whole story on something, I just boop.
So the takeaway is go back and look at your team, talk to the coworkers, and see What is their best love language, or what is their Kolbe score, or what is their personality like, so that you can get the best out of them, but they can also have the best working environment.
Yeah, we've all had crappy jobs, right? Like, do you want to have a place that has crappy jobs, or do you want to be a place that people can thrive? And I think all too often we forget about that. And I think understanding how they work and process things the best is what put you in the best position.
Yeah, if I think back on all the jobs that I've had, it's always been places where I've found camaraderie, and like you find the people that you gravitate toward who are like you.
Yeah.
And by finding friends at work is what makes work fun. You can love what you do, because I love what I do now, but I also love the people I work with, because if you didn't, then who wants to go to work? You might have exhilarating work, but
Right.
then if you don't have people that you can chit chat with, or who understand, or who are thriving towards the common goal,
Yeah.
then it's just not fun.
It's interesting. So I could see that with you. Yes, I can see that. For me, I think I'm so locked in and driven right now to like a goal that I have set, that I'm friendly with the people around us, and I care for them, but I'm like really, really focused on this goal that we're trying to hit.
Well, I think, yeah, as the game we're in now, at the level we're at now, it's not so much about being friends. But as I look back, I stayed at places because I worked with cool people.
You, yeah.
Like I worked with people that I was like, oh, I don't want to call out, because then they're going to have to do everything. You know what I mean? And different work ethic, right? My early 20s work ethic was not a good thing.
Yeah.
But as time went on, like I really worked with some really cool people, and I never wanted to be like dead weight or let them down.
Yeah.
Now I know that there's a whole different expectation, but I do like coming in, saying good morning to everyone, being cheerful, and making sure everybody is happy throughout the day. That's
Absolutely.
important to me.
Yeah, Nikki's like the walking cheerleader throughout this building, which is good.
I mean, I'm a dancer.
There you go. Yep. But I think that's super important, right? She recognizes what her trait is. She recognizes what she's good at. I'm more even keeled. Like I don't get crazy excited, crazy sad. And that's not me in the past, man. I'd flip my ish. But I think I've learned how to like really write it out. Nikki still gets very excited, like worked up. And then it takes her a minute to kind of calm down or whatever. But
depends on what it is.
Right. But it's like because ultimately we don't want to let anybody down. We don't want to let our customers down. We don't want to let our employees down.
Right.
And then when you have a person in your team that's let a customer down, and a customer quits or they're upset, right? It's like, it sucks. And it's a hard one to swallow sometimes.
Yeah. If we can turn it around, then that's always best. That's what I'm trying to do, is like, you're upset, let's find a way to make it right so that you're happy. But it's a balance, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Absolutely.
So, all right, 5 love languages. I'll recap them for you really quick. We have words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and autonomy. So.
I'd like to add one more thing to that. So like the love languages is like, it's really good, right? But like we've talked in this previous podcast, like you have to put the right people in place to get you to the goal that you're going for, right? And you got to be careful of that, because sometimes I think we hire people that we're friends with or we're friendly with. Oh, they're such a great person. They're so nice, or da-da-da. And their love language is great, but they're not a great fit for the business.
I think,
does that make sense?
Yeah, in the past we've done that for sure. I don't think in the last couple of years we've done it, just because now like our values are so set. So we hire, we fire by our core values. We're taking our feelings out of it, right?
Yeah.
But do they mesh with the culture, and can they do the job?
Exactly right. So I think they can be cool people, man, and you can get along with them really, really well, and they can have the best intentions, but they still might not be the right person for the company.
Yeah, we don't hire family.
No, we do not actually hire family.
Nope, it's not a thing.
Yep. So awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And see you on the next one.
Thanks for being here. See you next time.
Thanks. Bye.